Good morning to everybody here on Field 2 as we prepare for this contest between Israel and Germany. We ask now that those of you that can, please rise, remove your caps for the playing of each country's national anthem.
You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's Under 21 World Championship live from the University of Limerick here on the banks of the River Thames in Limerick, Ireland. I'm Grant Del Vecchio, glad to be with you for today's championship bracket matchup between Germany and Israel, as both of these teams compete for a chance to finish in the top 10 here at the World Championships. This game will face off in just a couple of minutes. Lax Sports Network is proud to bring you over 60 games from these World Championships. It's day 10 of 11 here at the World Championships in Ireland. Hard to imagine the tournament is coming to a close, but what a job all those involved setting this up have done, including event director Michael Kennedy, World Championship Tournament Director John Cavanaugh. It's been a fantastic week and change. As Germany and Israel will face off, the winner of this game will have a chance to compete for 9th place and will face off against the winner of the game between Jamaica and Czech Republic, taking place later today. We thank you for joining us wherever you may be. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Just a few minutes away from opening face-off between these two teams. Israel is still looking for their first victory in this tournament. They're 0-5 up until this point, while Germany is 2-3. In the most recent game for these two squads, Germany lost 11-3 to Ireland, while Israel lost 8-5 against Team Japan.
opening faceoff in just 2 short minutes.
The other featured matchups on Lax Sports Network today is a game between Ireland and Japan, taking place at 3:30 p.m. Irish Standard Time, 10:30 a.m. in the United States. And then a couple hours later, England versus Puerto Rico. Tom Eschen will be on the call for those games. And this contest between Germany and Israel is one of 8 games taking place today in advance of tomorrow's championship Saturday. I'd like to again give a shout out to all those staff members helping make this tournament run so smoothly. Everyone working at the University of Limerick to ensure that this tournament got underway. Again, this U21 championship is a one-time thing. Typically, this was a U19 tournament for the junior level world championships. Moving forward, it will be a U20 tournament, but for one time only, after the pandemic canceled the world championship that was supposed to take place in 2020 here in 2022. It's being held, and it's a great gesture by World Lacrosse to allow all of the players who missed out in terms of age eligibility after the pandemic canceled the tournament in 2020 to allow those players to still play in this high-level international competition, thereby raising the age limit to U21 for this one time only. Opening face-off on the way here between Germany and Israel as the starters will meet at midfield in this record-setting world championship. 23 teams competing over this 11-day tournament, the largest world championship that World Lacrosse has ever put on. The last time this tournament took place in 2016 in Canada, there were only 14 teams competing. Germany making its 5th appearance in junior level world championship competition as we're about set to get underway. Opening faceoff will be taken by Oren Goldman for Israel and Adrian Appel for Germany. And both of these teams have struggled at the faceoff X throughout this tournament. Israel dead last in faceoff one and faceoff percentage. And Appel wins possession for Team Germany. Quarter one is underway. We'll play 4 15-minute quarters, running clock until the final 30 seconds for the first 3 quarters and the final 2 minutes for the fourth. Winton Bastian lets it rip, and his shot goes wide. Bastian, 26 in white, one of the premier offensive talents on this German team. Germany working it around. Here's Bastian. Round from X. There's a shot and a goal. Felix Mickelfight strikes first and puts Team Germany up 1-0. Excellent ball movement from the Germans. Mickelfight came around the cage and bounced it past Israel's defender. As Appel wins his second straight faceoff for Germany. Nice cross-field feed back behind the net. And Israel, Ben Friedman, racing to the end line, wins possession for Team Israel. There is another game taking place just a field over between Latvia and Wales. So if you hear other noise or whistles that seem peculiar, don't fret. I'll keep you updated on the action over on this field between Germany and Israel. Evyatar Barnoy all the way to the net. And it's saved by Len Oswald. Barnoy had a clear path to the cage, and Oswald denied him.
Israel penalized 30 seconds on a push. Germany man up 30 seconds. Push call.
Our first flag is down of the day. And Germany will go man up for 30 seconds after the push call against Itai Habaro. And Ben Friedman comes up with a save of his own. Friedman has saved close to 50% of the shots he's seen coming into this game. 45 total saves. Rising sophomore at Tufts University in the United States. Was the U20 national team goalie in Prague for the U20 Euros, as a long pole gets all the way in and Oswald denies him. 2 shots for Israel, and Len Oswald in net for Germany has been up to the test thus far. Germany nearly turns it over on the clear. But it's saved by Benno Wendt. Good save to keep possession in the sticks of Germany.
8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 8:30 remaining in the first quarter.
Approaching 8 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Germany got on the board thanks to a Felix Mickelfight goal. Now Winton Bastian working inside. Dishes to Adrian Appel, whose shot is off target. But a player for Germany is down and in some pain. Fortunately, I did not see who the player was, but we'll update you as soon as I do know. Here's a look back at the opening goal of this contest for Felix Mickelfight, and then Len Oswald came up with the save after Evyatar Barnoy nearly tied it at 1. Play resumes. Excellent ball movement thus far for the Germans. Behind the cage, up top. Intended for Louis Stetska. Couldn't handle the pass. Cleaned up by Felix Kins.
7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Score remains Germany 1, Israel 0.
There was a feed intended for Mickelfight right around the crease. He wasn't ready for it, and the Germans turn it over. And Israel gives it right back. Sloppy passing on the clear attempt for Israel. And here comes Germany. Germany working it around. There is no shot clock in this World Championship tournament.
Six minutes, minutes remaining in the quarter. 6 minutes.
More than halfway through this opening quarter. Ferdinand Road trying to send it out wide to Lasse Volkwartsen, and the Germans turned it over. Some sloppy play from both sides throughout the middle portion of this first quarter. And thank you for joining us, tuning in from wherever you may be here on laxsn.com for this championship bracket matchup between Germany and Israel. The winner of this game is going to go on to compete against the winner of Jamaica and Czech Republic in the 9th place game. And it's no small feat finishing in the top 10 out of 23 teams competing here at the World Championship.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
It'll stay with Israel after Ronan Abramovich's pass did not find a teammate. Abramovich has it up top. Second on the team with 4 goals in the tournament. Abramovich all the way to the net, and it bounces wide. Kraft start the attack from up top. To Abramovich. Ball's loose, out towards midfield, and Kraft secures it. A shot and the equalizer. Ido Bar David ties this game at 1. Ido Bar David with his team leading 6th goal for Israel. As Leon Bohm, the long pole, won the clamp on the faceoff for Germany. Lost it on the way into the attacking zone. Ball still loose, and it's secured by Mickelfight. Shot from the left wing, turned away by Friedman. Excellent save by the Israeli goaltender. And Friedman, an athlete himself, not afraid to get out of the cage, as you can see here. Clears it himself.
1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in first quarter. 1:20.
There's another shot from Gregory Wells, talented long pull. And his shot was saved by Oswald. Not the first time Wells has gotten in on net in this game. But Oswald, for the second time, denies him on the doorstep. Final minute of this first quarter. And Israel goes man up. They'll have a 6-5 advantage for 30 seconds of those final 60. Feed up front for Ido Bar-David. Excellent defense by Leon Baum to send him back out. Feed right in front. Denied by Oswald. Abramovich chases after it. It'll stay with Israel. Excellent goalie play on both sides so far in this first quarter. Just seconds remaining. Ido Bar-David to Abramovich. The feed inside, behind the back. And it's off the mark. A nearly spectacular finish by Samuel Trojano to wrap up this first quarter. It's been a good one, all tied at 1. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment. Back live here on Field 2 at the University of Limerick at this men's under-21 World Championship. Germany and Israel all knotted at 1. As Adrian Appel wins another face-off to his winger. Niels Capeller secured it for Germany. Felix Kins has it on the left side, second on the team with 6 goals throughout this tournament. Nice feed down to the cage, up top for Oliver Spey, and his shot goes over the bar. That was a missile out of the stick of Spey. Just a bit off target. He can't handle that pass. Both teams fighting for the ground ball. And Gregory Wells secures it for Israel. Wells already put 2 shots on goal in this game. Goes for another and puts it in. Gregory Wells, the long goal, gives Israel the 2-1 lead.
With 13 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Israel now ahead 2, Germany 1.
That was absolutely magnificent. Loose ground ball on the defensive end. Wells was all over it, sprinted across midfield and let it rip. And blew it right past Oswald, who was in net for Germany. His second goal of the tournament. Fantastic play by Wells. Israel has had a tough time scoring in this tournament. You've got to get it from wherever you can. And one of the premier defenders on this team, Gregory Wells, giving Israel the lead. As the timeout is taken on the field, and we'll step aside. What a competitive matchup it's been thus far between Israel and Germany. The Israelis currently holding a 2-1 advantage after that Gregory Wells goal. The first goal came thanks to Ido Bar David off the assist from Joey Kraft. Germany's goal was scored by Felix Mickelfight off the assist from Felix Kins. As Germany sets up their offense out of the timeout. They scored the first goal of this game, but Israel has scored the lone 2 goals of this second quarter. Beat up top for Winton Bastian. Tried to shoot it before he had it in his stick, and here comes Gregory Wells again. Wells lost it, headed towards the net. He decked a German defender.
Stoppage at 11:41 remaining in the second quarter.
I believe that's Ariel Genie. We hope he's okay. Excuse me, that was Marius Boots for Germany. I hope he's all right. Gregory Wells came down the field like a freight train and laid out Marius. Germans will now take over. There's a fake pass and a shot fired from up top. Goes high and wide of the cage. Felix Kins trying to tie this game up at 2. Had the assist on the first goal for Germany. Germany has had excellent movement, both ball movement and off the ball movement on offense thus far. That shot is stopped by Friedman. He comes out of the net. Rebound chance off the post. The bold play by Friedman pays off. Gets some help by his best friend, the post. It's still a 2-1 Israel lead.
With 9 minutes, 30 seconds.
And now Team Israel is going to take a timeout with 9 minutes to play in this second quarter as we take a look at that near equalizer for the Germans. Oliver Spey wants that one back for sure. Israel possession coming out of the timeout, leading 2-1. Ronan Abramovich, team captain, carries it out wide, near side.
9 minutes, 20 seconds.
And that attempted screen by Itai Habaro. Was illegal, I believe.
Israel penalized 30 seconds for delay of game.
It'll actually be a delay of game penalty against Israel. Unsure exactly where the delay of game penalty occurred, as it was off camera. So the Germans will have a 6-5 advantage for 30 seconds. There's a good chance. And Lasse Volkartsen shot. Just a bit off target. Now Felix Kins fires. And Friedman is all over it. And Friedman now holding it to let the penalty time run off and get these teams back at even strength. Friedman with 3 goals in net for Israel. Oswald with 4 for Germany. And Oswald has made Some down on the doorstep saves for the Germans. This could very well be a larger than just one goal deficit. Joey Kraft gets his hands free, fires, and it's another save for Oswald. Now Winton Bastian with speed. Sends it back to the long pole up top. And Niels Gunkel has his shot denied by Friedman. Stellar goalie play in this first half for both teams. A competitive contest to say the least thus far. Germany leading in overall shots 12-9, but Israel leading in shots on goal 7-6 overall. Abramovich, his pass intercepted by Oswald in net.
5 minutes, 35 seconds remaining, 5:35.
Final 5 minutes of this first half. The winner of this game will advance and compete for a 9th place finish here at the World Championships. They'll face the winner of a contest between Jamaica and Czech Republic, taking place later today. Israel looking for its first win of the tournament. They've been in some close ones, but 0-5 up until this point. Offense has been their struggle thus far, but they have the lead currently. Trajano goes for a goal and puts it past Oswald. 3-1 Israel.
4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this second quarter. 4:20. Israel now 3, Germany 1. Israel 3, Germany 1.
Trajano blew past his initial defender. The slide from Tim Hensel came late, and Trajano made Hensel pay. Second goal of the tournament for Sam Trajano.
Timeout by Germany. Trailing 1-3.
And as Team Germany steps aside, takes a timeout, we'll take a quick break with Israel leading 3-1 after the Sam Trajano winner. back live here at the University of Limerick. Germany gets their offense set up out of the timeout, trailing Israel by 2. Anton Wessa gets free, and Friedman makes an unbelievable stop. Ben Friedman having himself a fantastic first half in net for Israel. Kins to Mickle fight. Germans working it around. Here's Winton Bastian being pestered by Ethan Dicterol. And now Lasse Volkartsen gets Germany back within 1. Volkartsen off the feed from Stetska. The Frankfurt, Germany native scores his first goal of the game, 4th of the tournament. And the Germans are back within 1.
With 2:15 remaining in this half. Germany 2, Israel 3. 2:15 remaining in the half. Germany 2, Israel 3.
And the Selly to boot. Volkartsen showing off the athleticism in the goal scored and the celebration as well, as Israel just secured their first face-off win off the illegal procedure call on Germany.
With 1:36 remaining in the half,
and with under 2 minutes to play here in the opening half, Israel, with this 1-goal lead, wants to talk things over, having possession. You're watching the 2022 Men's Under 21 World Championships live on laxsn.com here at the University of Limerick on the banks of the River Shannon in Limerick, Ireland. Thank you for tuning in from wherever you're watching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We thank you for joining us. I'm Grant Del Vecchio, glad to be with you on this call for this championship bracket matchup between Germany and Israel. Just a field over, Wales currently holds a 7-1 advantage over Latvia. As play resumes here between Germany and Israel. Those are 2 of 8 games taking place this Friday. As Ido Bar-David passes inside, and Sam Trajano adds another for Israel, his second of the game. I misspoke. The feed was from Joey Kraft. And Kraft found Trajano charging down the middle. And Trajano put it away. This is the best first half performance offensively by Israel in this tournament by far. In 3 of their previous 5 games, they did not reach 4 goals throughout the entire game. Yesterday, they scored their most goals of the tournament in an 8-5 loss to Japan, which was 5. Already with 4
30 seconds.
in this
Stop
first
time
half.
one.
Just seconds remaining. Sam Trajano just gave Israel a 2-goal lead off the feed from Joey Kraft. Germany's got to go fast. Up top, Oliver Spey. Out wide, shot denied by Friedman. A stellar first half for Ben Friedman in net, the sophomore
Conclude our first half
at
of
Tufts University. And that will do it for the opening 30 minutes here in this championship bracket matchup. It's Israel holding a 4-2 lead over Germany. Stick with us. We'll be back after a short break. Back live here at the University of Limerick in Limerick, Ireland for second half action between Germany and Israel. It was an excellent and competitive first half between these two teams. It's Israel leading Germany 4-2. It's tied for the most goals that Israel has scored in a first half all tournament. But keep in mind, in yesterday's 8-5 loss to Japan, Israel held a 4-3 advantage at the halftime break, and then Japan came back to win it. So Israel trying to hold on to its lead in the second half this time around. And Felix Mickelfight scored the first goal of the first half for Germany, and now the first goal of the second half as well. Mickelfight with a missile from the left side. It's 4-3. Second of the game for Mickelfight, seventh of the tournament, and he put some power into that one.
With 13.5 minutes to go in this third quarter, score Israel 4, Germany 3. Israel 4, Germany 3.
Germany has now won 9 of 10 faceoffs in this game thus far. Adrian Appel, 80 in white, has been excellent for Germany. Israel came into this game ranking dead last among all 23 teams in faceoffs won and faceoff percentage. And winning 1 out of 10 faceoffs is not very sustainable in terms of holding and adding to a lead. Anton Westy has his shot denied by Ben Friedman. Gregory Wells nearly carried it across midfield. Great stick check by Germany. Both teams battle for it.
They'll
stay with Israel. Israel had 3 different goal scorers in the first half. Sam Trajano had 2. Gregory Wells, the long pole, had 1. And Ido Bar David had a goal as well. Joey Kraft provided 2 assists in the first half to make it a team leading 4 for the tournament. Abramovich sends a pass out of bounds. Germany working it around. Here's Winton Bastian. Guarded closely by Ethan Dictoral.
30 remaining in the third quarter.
Nickel fight. Oliver Spey up top for Spey, and that pass gets away. Spey secures it. Great use of the body by Mickelfight. Box out his rally defender. And Friedman comes out of the net to scoop up the loose GB, and he's off to the races. Friedman well across midfield. The feet in front, between the legs shot attempt. Boy, would that have been a highlight reel sequence. Ben Friedman nearly went all the way to the net, and then Ito Bar David tried to go between his legs.
Seconds, 9:15.
Germany in search of the equalizer. Basket shot bounces wide of target. Fight working on Kraft. Here's Anton Wessy.
8 minutes, 30 seconds. 8:30 remaining in third quarter. Score Germany 3, Israel 4.
And it's Mickelfight again. Going top corner and finding Twine. This game is tied at 4.
Once again, we are knotted up at 4.
Mickelfight might rip a hole in that net if he stays posted up on that left side and keep firing those rockets. Friedman has been excellent in net for Israel, but not much he can do against those flamethrowers from Mickelfight, who now has a hat trick. Second hat trick of the tournament for Felix Mickelfight. Had multiple points in 3 of 6 games now for Germany as Felix Mickelfight. Halfway through this third quarter, Germany has tied this game at 4. Baston. Great recovery by Gregory Wells who touched grass, but then scooped up the loose ground ball. Majority of this third quarter has been spent in the German attacking zone. Eviatar Barnoy fighting for it. Bastion caught Gregory Wells there. Wells an excellent defender, but Bastion showing off his speed. It's 4-4 in this championship bracket contest between Germany and Israel. The winner will go on to compete in the 9th place game for a chance to finish in the top 10 out of 23 teams here in Limerick. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's Under-21 World Championships live on laxsn.com. Back live here in Limerick. Israel has gone scoreless in this second half thus far. Joey Kraft. Feet on the doorstep, and it finds the back of the net. Israel retakes the lead on a goal from Joey Kraft. And I believe that ball was deflected into the net. Yes, indeed it was. Number 28 in white, Ben Grimm, sent that pass past Oswald and into the net. Unfortunate for Germany, but Israel will surely take it. And Kraft, who had 2 assists on Israel's first 4 goals, now adds his own goal. He's got 6 goals and 4 assists now throughout this tournament for Israel. And those 10 points leads the team. Around the corner, Felix Kinn's shot is stopped by Friedman. And Anton Wessy secures it for Germany.
Just under 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Quinton Bastian to Lasse Volkortsen. The shot did not challenge Friedman, but Felix Kins was there behind the net to maintain possession for the Germans. Quinton Bastian sends it out wide for Mickelfight. Back to Bastian. His shot is saved by Friedman. Some nifty stick work there by Gregory Wells. Successful clear for Israel. Some excellent defense by Rufus Fischer. Drew Itai Habaro out of bounds and caused the turnover. Final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Germany has added 2 goals, but Israel has added another.
20 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 2-20.
And it's a 1-goal lead for Israel. Loose GB secured by Felix Kins, and he singes the upper corner to tie this game at 5. Talk about turning and burning. Felix Kins. 1 cradle and paints the upper 90. Felix Kins now with a goal and an assist in this game. His 7th goal of the tournament. 2nd on the team for Germany. And that one was a beauty. Germany called for a loose ball push, and Israel wins possession. Final minute of action here in the third quarter. This game's all tied at 5. What an excellent game it's been. Joey Kraft, the leading goal scorer and assist man on Team Israel. Sends it up top for Abramovich, and now Kraft takes it over again. He's guarded by Mamadou Maya.
10 seconds.
Dolev Jeva, and Jeva puts Israel back on top. And does a cartwheel of his own.
With just 8 seconds remaining in this third quarter, Israel is now taking the lead 6, Germany 5. 8 short seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Dolev Jeva puts Israel back on top. And these 6 goals are the most that Israel has scored in this tournament. We take another look at that cartwheel. Give it a 6.5 out of 10. Excellent play by Dolev Jeva. Anton Wessy puts it on net, and that will do it. We head to the fourth quarter. You're not going to want to miss this. Israel 6, Germany 5. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's Under 21 Championship live from the University of Limerick in Limerick, Ireland, here on laxsn.com. We've got a great one, folks. Don't go anywhere. Final 15 minutes of action on the way between Germany and Israel. Israel had a 4-2 halftime lead. They now hold a 6-5 advantage heading into the final quarter of play.
As we start the fourth quarter after an exciting round of trivia, scores Israel 6, Germany 5. Israel 6, Germany 5, starting the fourth quarter.
Israel looking to pick up their first win in this tournament. They've already scored the most goals they have throughout this tournament. Entered today 0-5 throughout their competition, had not scored more than 5 goals in a game. Saving their very best for the end. Not only offensively, but Ben Friedman has been fantastic in net for Israel as well. He's got 11 saves. He saved 70% of the shots he's seen. Make it 12 saves for Friedman. And now his third game with double-digit saves in this tournament. Olivjeva just gave Israel the lead with 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. Now Joey Kraft resettles for Israel. Guarded closely by Leon Boehm. Gets past Boehm. Flag comes in. Trajano goes for a goal. All 3 referees had their flags down. And Israel is going to go man up for a minute with a 1-goal lead. Leon Boehm called for the slash.
Germany's penalized 1 minute for a slash, 1 minute penalty slash. Israel man up. Score remains Germany
Israel
5.
trying to add to their lead. Dolevjeva fired from a tough angle. Couldn't get it on frame.
44 seconds remaining in penalty.
Abramovich lost it. Scooped up by Marius Butz. Now Oswald with some nifty stick work. Sends it out wide on the clear for Ben Grimm. Excellent catch on that feed from Oswald, and Grimm carries it across for Germany. That was a key clear for the Germans. Still down a man. And both teams are now back at even strength.
Every time has relaxed, teams are back to equal strength. With just 11 minutes to go in this quarter.
4 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. 11 to play. The feed on the doorstep, denied by Freeman. A shot from the right slot. And Winton Bastian, the leading goal scorer for Team Germany, ties this game at 6.
Yes, that is you in the green jacket on the hillside. If you put that ball back in the end line, I'd appreciate it. Yes, you. Put the ball back.
What a snipe from Bastian for his 9th goal of the tournament. The lefty from that right side put it past Friedman. And once again, this game is tied. We thank you for joining us wherever you may be. I'm Grant Del Vecchio. It's been a fantastic game here between Germany and Israel. Day 10 of 11 here at the World Championships. And both of these teams giving it their all to the very end. What a privilege it's been for myself and us at Lax Sports Network to help provide global coverage of these games and help amplify the sport of lacrosse. As World Lacrosse still continues to advocate for lacrosse's inclusion in the upcoming LA 28 Olympic Games. And what a showing this tournament has been. 23 teams competing here in Ireland at these World Championships. A record-setting World Championship this is, as just 14 teams competed in the last junior level World Championship in 2016. Sam Trajano has 2 goals in this game.
With 8:20 to go in the game, Germany is assessed an offside penalty, 30 seconds. Score is tied, 6-6.
Germany was offside. Israel will have a 6-5 advantage for 30 seconds, approaching 8 minutes to play in this game. All tied at 6. Abramovich couldn't handle the pass from Ido Bar-David, and Niels Capeller took it away. Capeller goes out wide to Bastian, who settles to get his team back to even strength.
We're back to equal strength.
All tied at 6. Germany leading in shots on goal 19-12. But Ben Friedman has been a brick wall in net for Israel with 13 saves made. Kins fakes the pass, now goes with it. Again, right side, Bastian. Nearly put it in, but sent it on the netting outside of the net. This game is surely going to come down to the wire. It's been back and forth the entire way. Israel held a 4-2 lead at halftime. And they go back on top here. Again, it's Gregory Wells, the long pole. As we take another look, Wells asking for it, ripping from deep, and it went right past Oswald. How about the speed on that shot from Gregory Wells? No doubt that's one that Len Oswald wants back. But Wells, the long pole, has a multi-goal game for Israel and gives them the lead midway through the fourth quarter. Team Germany wants to talk things over. Israel just took the lead off of a rocket from Gregory Wells, the Fayetteville, New York native, an incoming senior at Tufts University. with his first multi-goal game of the tournament, and it put Israel up top late in the fourth quarter. Seven to 6, Team Israel. And how about the confidence from Gregory Wells, taking it upon himself in this game? He leads all players on Israel with 4 shots on goal, and he's one of their primary defenders. He's got 2 goals, and those other 2 shots on goal that didn't find the back of the net were saves that Len Oswald made right in front of the net. And the 2 that did go in were long-range shots. Gregory Wells not lacking for confidence or speed on his shots, as he now defends Anton Wessy. Wessy spinning off of Wells, and Wells causes Wessy to lose it. And it is a turnover. Looked like Mickelfight might be able to control it, but could not secure it before going out of bounds. Gregory Wells, on the other hand, keeps it out of bounds. Flips it behind his back to Joey Kraft. What a performance it's been for Wells. Under 4 minutes to play in this game. Israel trying to secure their first win of the tournament. Sam Trajano sends it across the middle for Abramovich, but it's taken away for the moment by Germany. And then Rufus Fischer lost it. That was a key turnover right there by the Germans to give it back to Israel with 3 minutes to play. And Israel holding on to a 1-goal lead. Joey Kraft down the right alley. Sends it back up top for Sam Trajano. Out wide to Abramovich. Switches hands and puts it in. Ronan Abramovich, the captain, gives Israel a 2-goal lead late in the fourth quarter. You see Germany's defense very late to get over to Abramovich, who had time to switch from his right hand to his left and line up that shot. 2-goal lead for Israel. They have 8 goals. Their team high coming into this game was just 5. Best game of the tournament by a long shot for Team Israel.
Score is 8, Israel, 6, Germany. 2 minutes, we are at stop time. 2 minutes, we are at stop time.
Final 2 minutes of this fourth quarter. It will be stopped time. Ball nearly goes to midfield.
With 1 minute, 48 seconds.
Ron Mittler secures it.
Final timeout. 1 minute, 48 seconds.
A minute and 48 seconds left in the game. Team Germany takes a timeout with Israel leading by 2. What a game it's been. Israel led 4-2 at halftime. Germany came back to tie the game at 6. And now Israel holding on to a 2-goal lead. They've scored 2 unanswered to take this 8-6 lead. Ben Friedman in net for Israel has been fantastic with 13 saves. He saved 70% of the shots he's seen. 6 different goal scorers for Team Israel. Gregory Wells has 2. Sam Trajano has 2. Joey Kraft has a goal and 2 assists. Dolev Jeva picked up his first goal of the tournament, which was a big one that gave Israel a 6-5 lead. Ido Bar David has a goal, as well as Ronan Abramovich. On the German side, 4 different goal scorers. Felix Nickelfight leads with a hat trick. Lasse Volkartsen has a goal. Felix Kins has a goal, as well as Winton Bastian.
All right, Germany still has 1 timeout. Israel is out of timeouts with 1 minute 47 seconds. 1:47 and counting on the stop clock.
1:47 to play. Excellent back check by Ben Grimm. And he causes the turnover. Wow, was that a big play by the German defender.
1 minute 30 seconds.
Minute and 30 seconds to play. Germany's got to go quick, trailing by 2. Niels Capeller dishes to Mickelfight. And Team Germany is going to take their final timeout. Trailing by 2. With possession. 1 minute 30 seconds and change to play. This game is coming down to the wire. The winner of this game is going to face the winner of a matchup between Jamaica and Czech Republic. That's also taking place later today for a chance to finish in 9th place here at the World Championships, which is no small feat. There are 23 teams in competition here in Ireland at these World Championships. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining us from wherever you may be tuning in from. What a game this has been.
Again, 1 minute 14 seconds.
I'm Brent Delvecchio on the call. You're watching this contest live on laxsn.com as play resumes. 1 minute and 30 seconds to play. Germany trailing by 2.
1 minute remaining.
Just a minute to play. Lasse Volkartsen sends it out to Winton Bastian. Bastian trying to get his hands free. Down the right side. A shot is stopped by Friedman. And an excellent play by Daniel Yufa to secure that ground ball and send it safely into the hands of Ben Friedman.
30 seconds.
Final 30 seconds of game time. Israel taking their time on the clear, trying to secure their first win of these World Championships.
14 seconds. 12 seconds on the clock. 12.
Final shot put on net is stopped by Friedman. And that is a fitting end to this game. Team Israel gets one in the win column. They take down Germany by a final score of 8-6. Ben Friedman was electric in net for Israel, making 14 saves. And offensively, The Israelis were led by Sam Trajano and Gregory Wells, who both had 2 goals. That'll do it for this matchup between Germany and Israel. Israel will move on to face the winner of Jamaica and Czech Republic. Those of us at Lax Sports Network want to thank you for joining us. You've been watching the 2022 Men's Under 21 World Championship live from Ireland here on laxsn.com.